Hey friends, Mark Holmes here for my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, this would be nothing. And I appreciate all the comments and everything else that are out there, man, because you guys help me to realize some of the mistakes that I made. Now, keep in mind, I played football a long time ago, in a different era, so to speak, because I am old. Back in the day when they didn't have concussion protocol. In fact, I remember having concussions in practice, and basically you get up and the coach would tell you, shake it off and put a little dirt on it. You'll be okay. Get back out there. I mean, literally, I remember getting hit in the helmet, right in the ear hole, and getting launched sideways. And we used to always make fun and say, blue dot hits? Literally, I saw blue dots. And when I turned my head, I could feel my head shaking, but my brain wasn't moving. But like I said, that was a different time, different era. So understand, when I say Big 10 instead of Big 12, that I kind of have had some, too many blows to the head. And I'm old. And I'm also more of an NFL guy. I don't do a whole lot of college and stuff because I try and focus in and know everything that I can about the NFL. So I don't always get the college stuff together. So forgive me on that stuff. I do the best I can, and most of the times I'm taking these on one take. Now, it is, of course, the off season, and we're kind of in the lull, the quiet before the storm of draft, even though the NFL owners are beginning to meet today and get that stuff together. But I was looking at advice from Michael Irvin to Zeke Elliott. Let me read to you what he said. Not to ever make an excuse for anybody, but he's a young guy. And I don't mind a guy having fun and all that, but I need him to understand the enormity of everything surrounding him. I know Ohio State is huge, but the Dallas Cowboys are something different. Everything you do, anything you do, that's going to get out. That's going to be a story, and you have to try and stay away from that. As I was watching, I remember the first time I saw it, I checked my calendar. Is this Mardi Gras? When you watch it, you see the wheels turning in his head. Don't do it. Don't do it. But he does it. He just has to be careful, man. I'm glad that nothing has come of it yet. Good advice. But there's an old saying, those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Now, don't get me wrong. Zeke Elliott has been in the spotlight too much. Some of his own creating, a lot of it not. And he has to understand that he's a big dog. Women are going to want to be with him, try and get pregnant by him so that way he can be their baby daddy. You're going to have people out there that might be trying to pick a fight with him because they know something happens, I'm going to get paid. TMZ and all of the gossip people, they're going to follow him around everywhere because they get a shot of it. It's money. And it's a different era than back when Michael Irvin played, before the internet blew up. Before the internet, probably. Before there was a TMZ and that everybody walked around carrying cell phones and stuff. So you didn't get that stuff captured the way it was. But maybe Michael Irvin should have said, Zeke, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. Learn from what happened with me. Because the way this sounds, it sounds like he's perfect. Like he never had any problems in his past. Because Zeke's not the only one that had a problem with boobs. There was that motel incident with 2 topless dancers and a police arrest. I won't go into all the details because I'm not trying to take him through the dirt. But when I look at what we've gotten from Zeke, and don't get it twisted, him pulling the woman's top down was not the right thing to do. I don't care if it was Boobygate and everybody was just popping boobs out left and right and everything else, and he decided, boom, let me pop one of them out because she's been popping them out the whole time. it's still, he has to understand that you can't do that. But when you heard TMZ say he was being held and questioned by the police, that's not how it happened. A guy who is a friend brought a gun like a knucklehead to a club, name dropped Zeke, and Zeke gave them some extra information voluntarily. He wasn't being held. That's not the way it transpired. And he had nothing to do with bringing the gun in. When you look at the whole Dak and Zeke going out on a day off and shaking some champagne, sorry, nothing to that. And as far as with the girlfriend who made allegations that the police department found nothing, the DA followed it up with nothing. He's got text messages from her saying that she would ruin him if he broke up with her. You have eyewitnesses that say the stuff that she's saying didn't happen. If he's guilty of something, maybe it's guilty of poor judgment of understanding that people will use you and will screw you. So when I look at these incidences, yeah, they're bad. But they're not as bad as cutting a teammate. MacGyver mix something or other. Yeah, look it up. Or being busted with 2 prostitutes in a hotel room with some questionable stuff. And there's other stories out there. So I'm just trying to understand why you didn't say, learn from my mistakes. It's kind of like when Brandon Marshall went out and was talking about Greg Hardy and domestic violence, knowing that he had been busted several times. So, again, everybody makes mistakes. When you're a man, you own up to them, you learn from them, and you move on. And that's my point of this whole video, that people make mistakes. And it's time to move on. I'm Mark Holmes, friends. This is CowboyJobu. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report.